You hear the announcement technical delay. You sigh, thinking it's for your safety. But what if it's not about a faulty sensor? What if it's a calculated move in a multi-million-dollar game where your time and money are the price? Today, we're exposing 15 of the biggest lies airlines and airports want you to believe. You'll find out why that duty-free bargain is an illusion, and why the next mechanical issue might be called in by an accountant, not a mechanic. Once you know these secrets, you'll never look at air travel the same way again. That technical delay isn't always about a broken part. 3/4 of these delays are just operational juggling. Airlines pay millions for prime takeoff and landing slots. If a plane is running late, they might hold a different flight, yours, to ensure a more important one gets a valuable slot at its destination. It's a financial decision. The biggest trick? EU regulations like EU 261 say you get cash compensation for long delays. But extraordinary circumstances, like a safety glitch, exempt them. By calling every delay technical, airlines avoid paying out over $50 billion a year in compensation they would otherwise owe. Those futuristic biometric gates at the airport look mandatory, but they're not. In the US and most of Europe, using facial recognition is completely optional. Airports and airlines push this tech because it looks efficient and it speeds things up for them. They quietly hope you'll give up your valuable biometric data for free, which they can use for targeted marketing. You always have the right to opt out and ask for a traditional ID check with a human agent. They still have to let you on the plane. The 100 milliliter liquid rule feels universal, but it's a myth that can cost you. Security rules vary dramatically by country and even by airport. That sealed bottle of duty-free liquor you bought in one airport might be confiscated during your connection in another, simply because their rules for transit passengers are different. The rule itself stems from a 2006 plot to detonate liquid explosives, but its application is anything but uniform. The only way to be safe is to check the official airport websites for your departure, transit, and arrival points before you pack. Airport Wi-Fi rarely lives up to the promise. You're lucky if you get a stable connection. More often, you're stuck with slow speeds, constant ads, or free access that expires after an hour, followed by outrageous charges. Even when it's free, it's often designed to harvest your email and personal data. The pro move is to download everything you need, movies, music, and boarding passes, before you even leave for the airport. It saves your battery and your sanity. Duty-free sounds like a bargain, but the savings rarely get passed on to you. While the government drops import duties, airport retailers often just inflate the base price to cover their sky-high rent. That bottle of liquor or perfume can end up costing you 15% more than it would at your local store. The deal is an illusion. Before you buy, do a quick online price check on your phone. You'll usually find it's cheaper to buy it at home. Overbooking itself isn't the scandal. It's a mathematical calculation because airlines know a certain percentage of people won't show up. The real lie is how they handle the consequences. Gate agents know well in advance if they need volunteers, but they often wait until the last minute, creating panic. Then they'll offer a tiny voucher, even though they're often authorized to give out $1,000 or more. If a flight looks full, approach the gate agent early and ask about compensation. You have more negotiating power than you think. So here's something you might not know. Yeah, that water used for your in-flight coffee or tea is not as clean as you think. The EPA has actually spot-checked and found harmful bacteria, including E. coli, in the water tanks of about 1 in 7 domestic planes. The thing is, these tanks are really tough to clean, and honestly, they just aren't sanitized as often as they should be. That's actually why a lot of flight attendants bring their own bottled water. The simple fix? Just fill up your own reusable water bottle at a terminal fountain after you clear security, and stick to sealed bottled drinks when you're on the plane. You know, the fear that full-body scanners are blasting you with dangerous radiation is actually unfounded. The most common machines use what's called millimeter wave technology, and that's non-ionizing radiation. The energy they emit is actually less than what your cell phone gives off. In fact, you receive way more radiation from cosmic rays during a cross-country flight than you do from the scanner itself. This technology is rigorously tested and regulated for safety. Those old headlines about TSA agents leaking naked selfies from scanners? Yeah, that's really a thing of the past. Modern full-body scanners are designed with privacy in mind. They physically cannot store, print, or transmit images of passengers. The ghostly outlines you see are generated by an algorithm to spot threats, and they're deleted immediately. The whole system is designed just to detect anomalies, not to record your body. The TSA simply can't leak what they can't save. A pat-down feels invasive, but it's not a punishment for opting out of the scanner. It's a standard, regulated security procedure, and you have rights. You can always request a private screening room and ask for a witness to be present. This adds only a few minutes to your screening. Agents are also prohibited from performing certain checks without specific cause. Knowing your rights allows you to handle the situation with calm confidence instead of anxiety. When your flight is canceled, the airline will blame weather or air traffic control. These reasons are often chosen because they absolve the airline of having to pay you compensation. The airline self-reports the cause, and the real reason could be that they didn't sell enough tickets. Don't just take their word for it. Use a flight tracking site like FlightAware. If the plane's journey history doesn't match the airline's story, you have evidence to claim the compensation you're owed. Those influencers posing on private jets are likely faking it. Most of those photos are taken in purpose-built photo studios designed to look like a private jet cabin, which can be rented for a few $100s an hour. They never even leave the ground. If you look closely, you'll start to see the same interiors and a suspicious lack of engine noise in their videos. It's a carefully staged illusion designed to sell you an unattainable lifestyle. So, your tray table is actually one of the dirtiest surfaces on the plane. During those quick turnaround cleans between flights, staff mostly focus on picking up visible trash. The tray tables? Yeah, they're often skipped, only getting a proper wipe down during overnight deep cleanse. That means your table is basically a petri dish of germs from, well, countless previous passengers. The solution's simple. Always pack disinfectant wipes and clean your tray table, armrests, and seatbelt buckle as soon as you sit down. You know, a gate agent holding a flight for a connecting passenger isn't really an act of kindness. It's actually a cold, financial calculation. An airline will only hold a plane if the cost of delaying it is less than the cost of rebooking all the misconnected passengers. If 100 people are connecting to an expensive international flight, they'll hold it. But if it's just a few passengers on domestic routes, the door will close right on time. It's never personal, it's just business. After all this, it's honestly easy to feel powerless, but that's the biggest lie of all. Knowledge is your power. Passenger protection laws like EU 261 in Europe and regulations from the Department of Transportation in the US give you enforceable rights. Airlines count on you not knowing them. So document everything. Keep receipts, screenshot boarding passes, and note every reason you're given for a delay. A well-informed passenger who can cite the rules is basically the airline's worst nightmare. If you learned something new, hit that like button to help other travelers fly smarter. What's your best travel hack or worst airport story? Drop it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell because we're exposing more travel industry secrets every week. The next time you hear a vague apology for your inconvenience, just remember that the system is designed to keep you in the dark. But now, you fly smarter than they expect. You're not just a passenger anymore. You're an informed traveler, ready to navigate the skies with a new kind of power. We'll see you at the gate.